Hello you fantastic people and welcome back to Borderlands 3 to another exciting video for you guys. I'm keen to bring to you. I have killed Gigamind today 50 times on True Vault Hunter mode Mayhem 4 to try and find the dedicated drops that are specific to Mayhem 4, not the dedicated drops that are specific to Gigamind that are just in the game. Have already been a thing. For example, like the Rowan's Call has a dedicated drop we haven't found yet, but there was new guns implemented into the game as of the big update that came with Mayhem 4, dedicated drops, etc. And we're trying to find those. Whilst at the same time doing the 50 kills and stuff, we're testing to compare all the named bosses, how many world drops they drop, how many anointeds they drop, class mods, artifacts, etc. Just to compare them, see who's the best, who's the most efficient, who drops the most anointeds, and just try and find any of the new weapons that are dedicated to Mayhem 4 specifically. And by the end of it, we'll have a good gauge of who is the best bosses to farm for Borderlands 3 legendaries in the future. Now, just for the few people who do not know, Gigamind is in Meridian Metroplex on Promethea, and you just want to follow it from the fast travel location just here, catch a ride, hook a right just here, keep going straight, hook another right, and just into this little side thing here is where I currently am. And just through those, up those, through this little door thing that Zero cuts in the story, up those stairs you will find a Gigamind. He is extremely easy to farm. This was the most relaxing farm day I've had in the first like 3 days of Mayhem 4. Made one of these videos a day and it's cost me at least 10 hours of my day to farm it, count all the guns, pick up all the guns, sort them, make the video, edit the video, upload the video, etc. This was a breezy like 3 or 4 hour run. It was compared to so good. Just for those interested, I'll show really quickly my build that I was using. I actually only used 2 weapons because I found it extremely simple to kill him. The Rowan's Call Electric and the Rowan's Call Fire did the job by itself. I used a bunch of other guns just to test them out to see which one I could kill him with faster, but honestly all you need is an electric gun that shoots a lot of bullets. I used mine because I didn't have to reload as long as I was hitting criticals, which with flak is pretty damn simple. And on top of that, with my recurring hex, it absolutely shreds his shields. I just spam the grenades at the start and then just take him out with whatever is left of his shield with my electric Rowan's Call, switch to the fire one, and he is done super quick. I've also got a class mod that has increased grenade capacity, so I can just keep throwing more hexes. I do have one that is weapon damage and crit hit damage, but I honestly just didn't need it and I enjoyed throwing more grenades. My shield is just one with a high capacity, honestly. The reason I did switch to this class mod here is for the +4 two-fang perk in my skill tree, which essentially means has a chance to fire an extra projectile per shot, and that's boosted up to 45% now, which is just disgusting. So pretty much every second shot is shooting an extra shot, which is clearly doing a crap load more damage. I won't run through my entire skill tree, but if you guys want to pause the video, check it out and mimic it. It's not the best build in the world. I'm sure there's plenty others. I heard you guys in the comment section, the boomstick is amazing. The red line I need to get. There's heaps of guns I don't have, so I'm sure there are better builds out there, but this works just fine. I absolutely destroyed him with it. Now I'll just show you guys on screen just a few kills of me destroying Gigamind. If you guys need any help, you can sort of follow the same strategy I do. It's pretty simple, honestly. You just run out, throw a bunch of electric grenades, whatever kind you have will work, and then whenever he brings up the shield, just run at him, be really aggressive, and then melee him. He essentially flinches every single time, puts the shield away, or does some sort of animation. That way you can run around the back of him because his crit spot is on his back, and you can just keep doing that. Just shoot him in the back as many times as you can, get all those criticals. If he turns around, puts the shield up, just melee him again, and then run around and do the same thing and repeat, and he'll be dead within seconds. But now for the legendary items, my man Gigamind is probably my favorite named boss enemy in the game at the moment. It might change later on with my more testing I do, but currently I think he's my favorite. He dropped 117 legendaries out of the 50 runs. Compared to Grave Ward, he did have 147, but I had such an easier time killing Gigamind. It was super simple. The only real downfall to Gigamind's area, you do spawn super close. The new is like right next to his arena, but there's no ammo boxes yet. They did add more ammo dumps everywhere in the game except Gigamind for some reason, but I personally didn't have a problem. I do have all my ammo maxed out currently, so maybe if you don't have that yet, that might be a little bit of a struggle for you. But I honestly just ran past all the grenade boxes. Every time I save and quit, they refreshed. Grabbed my grenades and I was good to go because my Rowan's Calls literally regenerate ammo, so that's fine. Comparatively, for Captain Trot, he dropped 87 legendaries and Kilovolt 76. So Gigamind is in second place currently out of our 4 tests for pure world drop legendary items. For anointed items, he is number 1. Gigamind is the new GOAT with 22 anointed items out of 50 runs, which is really good. Grave Ward dropped 21. and Traunt 13, Kilovolt 12. So both of those on the bottom end for both stats there. So Gigamind is currently in the lead for becoming my main farmer after this, because not only did he drop a bunch of anointeds, half of them I actually picked up and started using. For example, I replaced my Rowan's Call because I got one that says, while enemies are below 25% health, gain a 50% increase of weapon damage, which is just fantastic. I also got a bunch of the new anointments as well via him, which I hadn't got from the other 3 ones that I had tested. For example, I got a grenade that says on action skill end, gain 50% bonus fire damage with weapons for 10 seconds, which is really, really good. I also got an anointed shotgun that said for every consecutive hit, weapon damage is increased by 1%. That status effect is stacked, so you can keep doing that over and over again, and only goes down or cancels out if you miss. So if you constantly hit, particularly with a shotgun, that's not the most difficult thing to consistently do. You're getting a crap load of weapon damage. Now back to the stats. We only got 3 unsuccessful runs, which is really, really good. Compared to Kilovolt yesterday was 12 unsuccessful. Traunt the day before was 8, and Graveward only 2. So I'm thinking Gigamind and Graveward are just on the same level all the way around the board, all across the board, I think is what I was supposed to say. But anyway, artifacts 12 from our man Gigamind, class mods 15. So again, a very solid amount. Honestly, I was a Graveward fanboy, but I think Gigamind's just the man to be now. Meridian Metroplex in Promethea is just the place to farm. Now, dedicated drops Mayhem 4. Unfortunately, we were unsuccessful at finding any new legendary weapons that were released for Mayhem 4 specifically. The dedicated drops for Gigamind that are not new releases, we'll have to find out in a future test where I'm not on Mayhem 4. And if you guys want to check the comment section if you're watching this way later on, I will likely have found those. But for now, we'll have to test it another time. Unfortunately, Gigamind has no Mayhem 4 dedicated drops. But in saying that, he's now my favorite person because he's just the greatest across the board of pretty much everything else, particularly anointed weapons. Also forgot to mention that Gigamind did already have a dedicated drop from the start of the game. So if you find the Smart Gun XL, I believe is the standard name, might come with some different prefixes, etc. That is a dedicated drop from the start of the game. Well, not all the main bosses. Some of the main bosses had dedicated drops from the start. So if you find that one, that is one of them. And I assume there'll be more to come. We just haven't found them yet. But just so you guys know, Smart Gun, also a great gun to get if you want. It's a pretty cool gun. It's a T-door weapon you throw on the ground and it becomes like a little... I want to say brain tripod sentry gun. Check it out for yourselves, it's pretty fun. Now, like what I've done for every other video we've made for this series so far, I will write a huge comment down below and pin it to the top comment for every single weapon that dropped in order per run of my Gigamind 50 runs, True Vault Hunter Mode Mayhem 4, so you guys can check it out. I will likely not be keeping all the weapons. If you guys want to read the list there, if you find any weapons that you've been struggling to find because RNG is the worst, feel free to reply to the comment and say, hey, I'm looking for this. I'm on PS4, by the way. If you guys are on Xbox or PC, sorry bros, I can't help you out there. But if you guys want to leave a comment down below and ask anybody else if they're willing to trade, etc., I'm sure there'll be people out there looking for stuff that you have and vice versa. But in saying that, for myself, I'm happy to give away guns I don't want. It'll likely take me a while. In the last 3 days, we have got 1,000 subs, which is just mind-blowing. So first of all, thank you very much for that. But also with that came a absolute crap load of comments. So I'm getting around to them slowly whilst at the same time trying to grind out as many videos as possible all the way to 6 AM. So if I take a little while to reply, that is why. But I do definitely still want to get around to every comment on my YouTube channel. I've done that since day one and I'm trying to do that for as long as possible. Speaking of comments, if you guys want to leave another comment down below, if you have any information on dedicated drops, whether it be in Mayhem 4 specific or normal mode, either, I am keen to hear it, particularly if you have any info on the Lucian's Call is my #1 gun on my hit list. If you guys have any info on it, if you guys want to test out yourselves, one, to try and find yourself a Lucian's Call because they're great, and two, to let the community know, including myself, who is super keen to find it. If you guys have any info like that, if you want to know how to test it, normal Vault Hunter mode with no mayhems is the best place to farm dedicated drops that aren't the new ones. So if you turn all those off, one, it's super easy to farm normal mode, and without mayhem, they're way easier. But by turning off mayhem modes, it will actually decrease the amount of world drops, so you'll be able to tell when something drops repetitively that will be the dedicated drop for that named boss. But yeah, that's all I have for 50 kills of our boy Gigamind on a level 50 True Vault Hunter mode Mayhem 4. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, I'd really appreciate if you guys could smash subscribe. Our channel has been absolutely flying and it is so damn good. We actually are currently being reviewed to be monetized soon, which means less shifts at work, means more YouTube videos for you and me, which I don't know about you, but I like the sound of that. But yeah, anyway, if you guys want to smash like and share with your friends, help the channel grow, I'd really appreciate that as well. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Till then, have a great day and adios.